Hey guys, my name is Coach Bridget Adams. I am a mom, I am a wife, but I'm also an online fitness coach, which is probably how you found this video. Work for Team Beachbody, and I am super excited to share with you guys today on how to use these color-coded portion fix containers that I have right here next to me. And I wanted to explain how to incorporate them into your life and kind of help you guys figure out how much of each container you should be having a day, and maybe even give you a quick example on how to use that as far as breakdown goes with a meal that our family loves. So to get started, hopefully you've watched my video beforehand, which is how to get started after you've purchased a challenge pack. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to go back to my YouTube channel and find that video first. Watch that one and then come back to this one. Okay, so this video is all about how to use these awesome color-coded portion fix containers that the awesome Autumn Calabrese created, right? So the first thing that you guys need to know when you're using these containers is you need to make sure that you're in the right calorie bracket. So depending on the program, so there's tons of different programs that have these portion fix containers now. There's Country Heat, there's 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, 22-minute Hardcore, Size, Masters Hammer and Chisel. You name it, you can use these containers. So you have to make sure that you're calculating your calories accordingly so that you're in the right calorie bracket. So at the end of the last video that I had you guys do, I had you guys figure out which calorie bracket you're in. So like I mentioned before, it is in every single one of your meal plan guidebooks. Like I said, your meal plan guidebook is going to be different for whichever program you guys choose to do, okay? So make sure that you guys are picking the right program and doing what the program specifies. So I'm doing Country Heat right now, and so I'm going to base mine today off of Country Heat, okay? So I have already calculated my calories with this awesome calorie calculator right here. So now I know that I am in Plan A, okay? So I'm in Plan A, I'm in the 1,200 to 1,499 calorie bracket, right? So now what you're gonna do is it has how many containers each day you should be eating in your target. So I'm in Plan A, so this is how many calories I get a day. It's not per meal, it's for every day. So you have to split all these containers up amongst your 3 meals. And so I do 3 meals a day and then 2 snacks, okay? And that is including my Shakeology in there as well. So it's really not as bad as you think it is. It's actually quite fun, I think. So what you're gonna do is you found your calorie bracket. So for instance, I have to have 3 veggies a day, 2 fruits, 4 proteins, 2 carbs, 1 healthy fat, 1 seeds and dressings, and 2 oils and nut butters, okay? So I'm gonna first give you the Shakeology breakdown because that is something that is going to make or break your nutrition habits for the next 30 to 90 days or however long your program is, right? So we wanna make sure that you are getting in the right amount of calories, okay? So what you're gonna do is I figured out my calorie bracket. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through a week's worth of making my meal plan. So what I have and how I usually figure out mine is I just got this cheap Monday through, it only goes till Friday, but it has a weekend tab. And I actually just use that for my Saturday. And then normally we have the same thing every Sunday, so it's not a big deal to us. So anyways, I got this at Target for $1. So there is places, and I also have a dry erase board that I also got at the dollar store. And I do the same thing. I have a whiteboard on my fridge so that my family knows what we're eating, so that everybody is on the same page. So the only stipulation that my husband had when I started was that we keep continuing to have big dinners, right? So I always start, when I meal plan, I start with my dinners first, because that is where most of my containers get used up, is for my dinners. So for instance, every Tuesday night, we either we either have tacos or we have taco salad. So I'm going to do the calorie breakdown really quick of the tacos and taco salad, okay? So let's say that, so I have my plate. I was going to bring a plate in here, and I was actually going to demonstrate it, but we're having that tomorrow for dinner, so maybe I'll demonstrate another video tomorrow night. So I'm going to want my greens, because we put lettuce on our tacos and our taco salad, right? So you're going to take out your container, pop the lid off of it, and so and it has a breakdown of each food bracket in whichever book that you're using, okay? So for instance, this is the Country Heat one, and so if you flip back here, it has the green container approval list. So every single container has a approved list of items that you can eat. And so these are all the approved lists that will count as your green container. Now, if it's not on the list, do not eat it. Let me repeat that. If it is not on the approved food list, do not eat it. And if it is under the green containers, you have to count it as a green container. You can't substitute other containers, okay? So make sure that you're really paying attention to that. So you have your list of what you can have for your greens, okay? So then we're going to flip to the next page. It's going to have all of your fruits, or your purple container approved foods right here, okay? And it's just going to go through page by page on your approved. So here's your red ones, your yellow containers, your blue container is your healthy fats container, and then you're going to have your seeds and dressings container, which is your orange one, which is right here, okay? So all of these, you have to use all of the containers that are in your bracket. So we already went over the bracket, so everybody should be familiar with that. So make sure that you're sticking to your bracket. So let's say I'm making my taco, let's have tacos, okay? So I'm going to have my tacos. So one of the approved carbs is if you have 2 small corn tortillas, that counts as one of your yellow containers. So I'm going to lay my corn tortillas on my plate. Then you're going to want meat, right? So you're going to measure your meat out in your red container. So usually for 2 of those tacos, I'll just split my meat in half. Sometimes we have chicken, sometimes we have beef, sometimes we have ground turkey. Whatever it is, make sure you're measuring everything, okay? But I want you to dump it out on your guys' plates so that you can visually see how much you should be eating versus what you're currently eating or what you're not eating. Because I know when I started, I was actually shocked at how much I wasn't eating, and at the same time, I was overeating on my carbs big time. So just make sure you're paying attention and you're dumping these things on your plates so that when you go, for instance, to a restaurant, you can eye your portions without feeling guilty, okay? That's one way that it's helped a ton, because I found literally like the only place that has remotely close to portion size, like portion fixed portions, is at Texas Roadhouse. So that's kind of scary, and a lot of the other places will just overload and dump. So it's really important that we're visually seeing how much we should be eating. So I have my corn tortillas out, right? Now I have my meat. So I'm going to put half my meat in one and half my meat in the other. Now I want to have cheese, okay? So I'm going to break out my blue container, and it depends on how much cheese you like. When I first started, the cheese container was the hardest thing for me to give up because I love cheese. But so I actually would fill this whole thing up, and I would do half my cheese on one and half my cheese on the other, okay? And then I would do my lettuce. So I fill this whole thing full, and as long as you guys can fit the lid on top of this without it busting up and not being able to close it, then that's okay. You can have that much. But if it's overflowing to where you can't put a lid on the top, then you need to take some out. Okay, that's how you know that you're going to have the right amount in your container. Okay, so we are now going to use our vegetables and we're going to put them on our tacos, right? So I'm going to put half on one and half on the other. Okay, and there is free foods, and one of the free foods is like Tabasco sauce or Mexican hot sauce. So anything that has Mexican, that was made in Mexico, like you guys can use that as hot sauce, and you can have as much as you want. So then I'll go through and put that on. And a lot of times, if you guys like rice with your tacos, then guess what, guys? You have to make sure to count your yellow container for your rice. Okay, so just whatever you do, make sure that when you write it out. So for instance, I just went through my tacos. So normally we'll have tacos. So I'm just going to kind of give you guys an example of a meal plan. So, and if you guys are low on carbs, this is something I love to do, is if I'm low on carbs for the day, then I just make it into a salad and I add more greens instead. So I'll take out my carb container, I'll get rid of the corn tortillas, and I will add an extra green container of lettuce. So it's so simple, so brainless, but it's effective. Okay, so taco salad is what I like to do. So I usually use 2 greens, 1 red, 1 blue, and then my Tabasco, my free food. So I have the breakdown just like this, and it's just as simple as this. And when I first started, I would even color code it. So I'd go through with a marker and highlight my green containers, my blue, my yellow. So however you guys want to do this, then do it. So then after I fill in my dinners, then I'm going to go in and fill in the next thing, which is my first snack of the day, which is Shakeology. Okay, so when you break down your Shakeology, the initial scoop of the actual powder of Shakeology, that is considered a red container. Okay, so that no matter what, whenever you have your Shakeology, it's going to count as a red. Okay, now you can add things to your Shakeology to make it taste better, or maybe you're a sweets person and you want to save that sweet treat for the end of the night, and you want to where when you get close to bedtime, I don't know if you guys are like this too, but when I get close to bed, I tend to get more hungry, and Shakeology actually helps with curbing your appetite, and it's sweet and it's good, and I actually have mine right here that I made. So for my recipe today, mine counts as a red, and I'll explain. A red in a spoon or a teaspoon. Okay, so your scoop of Shakeology is a 1 red container, okay, and that's if you have it with water. If you're first starting to drink the Shakeology, I don't recommend drinking it with water. I highly recommend you drinking it with unsweetened original almond milk. Okay, now if you only use 8 ounces of the unsweetened original almond milk, then you do not have to count it as one of your yellow containers. If you use the original almond milk, or you use over the 8 ounces of the unsweetened original almond milk, then you do need to count it as a yellow. Okay, so make sure that you go back, you rewind that, and you write it down. Okay, so what I do is I use 8 ounces of unsweetened original almond milk, and then I do 8 ounces of water, a scoop of Shakeology, and then I do a teaspoon of the powdered peanut butter, and that will count as a teaspoon in a red container. Now, if I add more than 8 ounces, let's say I add 16 ounces of my almond milk, then I would need to count that as a yellow. So really pay attention to what you're putting in your Shakeology. And I have a lot of customers and coaches who actually like to add a banana. So when I am craving sweets and I want something healthy and nutritious but is yummy, I will add one of my purple containers, and I'll add a banana to it, and it tastes super good, like smoothie, really good. But with just the peanut butter or the powdered peanut butter and the Shakeology, I feel like it actually tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So I'm perfectly fine with that. So, And you can put Shakeology wherever you want throughout the day. Lately, I've been having it in the afternoon to kind of give me that boost of energy throughout the day. And a lot of people will save it for towards the end of the day. So if you're having that midnight snack craving, but you don't want to go and eat those potato chips that you shouldn't have in your cupboards anyways, because hopefully you've gone through and cleaned all the junk out before you guys got started with your program. But you want to make sure that you're keeping track of your calories, okay? So that is how the containers work. So I have on my thing that I use 1 red and then a teaspoon for my Shakeology, okay? So after I write in my Shakeology and I write in my dinners, then I'll usually go to lunch. Lunch is normally when I'll fit my greens in. So I'll have a salad, or I will have like a lettuce wrap. Because guys, the more simple you make this, the easier it is. And I am a creature of habit, and so if it was up to me, I would eat the exact same thing every single day until I got so sick of it that I just couldn't have anything else more. Then when I get sick of a recipe, then I actually go and I replace it with something else. So it's the same with you guys. But I also wanted to point out too that now with the Portion Fix system, Autumn, the creator of the Portion Fix systems, the 21-day fix, she actually, and her brother, they created a Fix8 cookbook that goes along with these Portion Fix containers. So if you are interested in purchasing that cookbook, and what's really nice about this cookbook is it has vegan recipes, it has paleo recipes, it has regular recipes that I'm sharing with you guys right now. It has dessert recipes. There's a cake recipe, which is super good, by the way, and it has like a peanut butter bar recipe that are all Portion Fix container approved. So no matter what your fitness goals are, you can have those as well. Hold on, Pace. So anyways, so you can purchase that on just email me and I can send you a link to order that. But on top of that, they actually now on Beachbody On Demand, which I talked about in my previous video, they have a Fix8 cooking show where they take through and they teach you exactly how to cook things how they were meant to be. Because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you get on and you try these cookbook recipes and you can't make it taste like the way that others make it, right? At least that was the case for me. So they actually take you through, I'm not finished yet. Hold on. So you take you through step by step on how to do these. So if this is something you're interested in, please contact me. My email is below. But that is generally speaking how you portion out your Portion Fix containers and how I plan out my meals. And I will literally do this, guys, for every single day of the week. And when I'm finished with my weeks, that's when I go through and I make my shopping list, my grocery list, and I'll go once a week to the grocery store. And it ends up actually saving me a lot of time and a lot of money, especially with my 2 kids. Then I know what I need to get and I'm in and out. So it's super beneficial to also do it that way as well. Now, if you guys have any more questions on how to maybe break down a certain meal, then please comment below or message me, and I would love to help get you guys figured out and get that figured out so that you guys can achieve the success that you guys were searching for when you signed up. So, sorry. I want to thanks everybody for watching. And like I said, if you have questions, comment below. Feel free to email me with any questions. And hopefully this video helps. If it does, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure to share with your friends who have also maybe had questions about how to use the Portion Fix containers. And I will talk to you guys later. So thanks for hopping on.